Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be talking about what I've learned over the years from listening to millionaires' advices and trying to execute them. You see, this is something that we all think about a lot, but rarely try to actually apply it. So, I'm gonna tell you what I've learned today, and hopefully, you can also based on this video instantly know what I've learned and also try to apply it with me. So I'm going to break this down into 5 simple points that would give you a grasp of what I'm saying. Now the first point is create value and think long term. You see, when millionaires first started off, not all of them started off rich, that's for sure. And most of the millionaires nowadays are actually self-made. So how do they start? They do start by thinking, how do I make myself rich? But at a certain point, they'll think from a different angle, which is how do I create value? Because creating value makes people want something from you. And when people want something from you, they'll pay for it, which is because it's an exchange of value, right? So instead of thinking, how do I get rich? And try all those random things, try to think about what kind of value can I create to make people want this, and they'll come to me. Okay, they don't always come to you, and you sometimes have to go to them as well, but if you create something they need, or you make them realize they need something, then you will find success faster than you think. Just like Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos, he created Amazon and he reinvested in it, creating the concept of delivery, which at the time a lot of people are doubting the idea itself because of the complexity of it. Then afterwards, he reinvested and tested over and over again until the point where he succeeded. Where this is also where my second point comes in, which is thinking long term. He was not just able to create value, he was also able to think long term to his business, which he trusted in it and he reinvested in it again and again, even though at the time the concept seems a little bit far-fetched, right? But he still made it succeed anyways. So this is why creating value and thinking long-term is so important. And now to my second point, which is the growth mindset and the relentless learn. So my second lesson that I've learned is about mindset, right? And millionaires are not born with superpowers. They earned it. Just a prime example of what I'm trying to say is that a normal person, a mediocre person, every time they fail, they view that failure as their own image. They become the failure. So naturally, you would be a failure. However, when millionaires, or in other words, people who are successful in their own field, when they fail, they don't view it as failure. They view it as an opportunity to learn from the mistakes, right? Because mistakes are the biggest valuable lessons that you can get, because those are real life things that you need to improve. And that's what millionaires always do. They keep their chin up and they keep moving forward. And without this mindset, you will never reach the goal of being on top, because it's a tough climb. And you're going to fail a lot of times, again and again and again. But you're just not going to achieve what you want unless you get there, unless you change this mindset, basically. Because, like I said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So even if people say that there's 100% chance that you're not going to achieve this thing, you made, after taking this chance and you failed, right? Because it's 100% chance failure, you learn from it and you make your next try 95% chance impossible. So you now have 5% chance that it's possible because you learn from your mistakes on the last try. You see? Now, second one is learning relentlessly. So this is very important because over the years, I have realized that if you don't learn relentlessly, right, in this fast-paced world, you are 100% you are guaranteed 100% to get left behind. Because no matter how talented you think you are, you can never be the person who is willing to keep growing. I've learned this and saw this with my own eyes in many different occasions, and they don't just happen, you know. The moment you realize that they have achieved something, there's already a gap between you guys because they have started their day one a long time ago, and you're still wondering about your one day, right? And eventually, things are you're gonna see the difference, right? Between you and that person, or between you and that person. So what I'm trying to say is that either you take the step now to keep growing so you can see the gap between you and other people, or one day you're going to see a gap between other people and you because you don't want to relentlessly learn. Like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, despite their age, they're still learning. They read hundreds of books, or even thousands of books actually. They read thousands of books just to get where they are. And they know how valuable knowledge is, and you gotta keep learning, if not you get left behind, and I can guarantee you that. And now to my third point, which is master discipline and take calculated risk. Now I'm gonna tell you a harsh truth that many people in this world, actually including myself at a certain point, struggle to acknowledge. The harsh truth is that talent without discipline is a wasted potential. And you know, at a certain point of time, many people don't believe this because they have got through life so easily, right? Which is also a problem, you know. In Chinese saying, there's this one proverb I could say that says that there's always a taller mountain out there, you know. So discipline is just a small step towards there, because millionaires, they believe in the small habits that they do will compound into something incredible. Just like small daily habits to save time, they know that they do this to be able to create perhaps weeks of extra time compared to other people after a year. They know what they're doing by being disciplined. Being disciplined is a key factor that everyone must have in order to be successful. If you don't have discipline, you're just gonna be a wasted potential. And this is a really, really realistic thing that most people either have to realize it now or find out the hard way by themselves. But discipline does not guarantee success. Even though it is a key factor, what I'm saying is that every successful person, millionaires, billionaires, they have discipline. But do discipline alone make them billionaires and millionaires? Well, no, because I've saw tons of people with discipline that end up not getting it. You see, what is something that is very important when it comes down to being successful or not is taking calculated risk. You see, many people say that taking risk is basically gambling. They don't want to take risks because they don't want to gamble, which is reasonable until a certain point where you can't get through and break through your limits. This is where you take calculated risk. I don't say risk because just taking random risk is also a very dumb thing to do. That's why I say you have to take calculated risk. You research, you find out what's going on, and you take the most calculated risk with the biggest chance possible of you succeeding in this thing. And you take that chance to take yourself to the next level. Don't put everything you have on it, but you must take this leap. Without taking this leap, you never get to the next level that you want to get. And by the way, this is probably a faster way as well, taking calculated risk. Of course, don't take any calculated risk. Take the best calculated risk that you have ever found out about, and then you take it. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's just say you earn $1 million when you're 60, but when you're 60, thinking back, you could have taken that one calculated risk by maybe selling something or making an innovation that is risky but potentially really good, which proven right afterwards. And maybe if you take that risk, right, you could have earned your first million when you're 25. See, that's the difference there. That's the leap, you know. Now, moving on to my next point. And then my fourth point, which is leverage relationships and value time. So you might have heard of the quote, your network is your net worth, which I've only heard of it recently, but it's actually true. And you might have heard of another one, which is probably more famous, which is you are who you hang out with. So basically, millionaires apply this very thoroughly. This is a very important part to them. They either hang out with people who are smarter than them or more ambitious than them. Basically, they hang out with people that they can definitely learn from. If they think that they can't learn from this person, or they don't have value out of this person, they probably wouldn't waste their time on them, which is a very important thing to do. A lot of people don't want to sacrifice their friends, which a lot of times, unless you want to be the richest man on the earth, you don't actually have to. But you have to manage them so that you don't get influenced by them, but you hang out more with the people who will influence you in a better way. See, many people don't want to sacrifice their friends because of the strain. But if I told you that you can be one of the most successful person that your family has ever seen in their ancestor times, right? Would you sacrifice your friends for this success? Well, if your answer is no, then okay, you don't need to give up your friends because you're clearly more willing to be that person than what you could be, right? So yeah, you are who you hang out with. Because if you constantly get influenced by strong people, capable people, and you always hang around them, you'll naturally become strong and capable. Some people would disagree with this, but this is true. If you are studying in a group of people who get straight A's in their exams, you are going to at least get straight B's in your exam. But if you hang out with people who just barely pass their exams, then you're gonna naturally be maybe just getting straight C's at best. You see the difference there? One friend group is gonna cause you to be at least this smart, which is already better than what is the maximum output of the other group of friends, right? And the second part is to value time. You see, time is gold. So who you hang out with, how you spend your time on a daily basis is very important. You can earn money back, but you can't earn time back. And the most successful people in the world understands this concept and apply it to every single thing they do. They don't waste a second. They seriously do not waste a second. And so, if you're able to value time at its max, right, you're gonna be able to be much more productive. And this is related to your friends as well, because leveraging on relationships, right? If you spend a lot of people spend a lot of time with their friends, which end up making them not productive. So if you leverage on relationships, you can spend time with your friends, but at the same time innovating, because those friends that you hang out with are always innovative. Moving on. And then my fifth point, which is prioritizing health, resilience, and giving back. So it is very, very much of a common sense to know that there's no point of having $10 million in your bank account if you can't use it. Because if your on a deathbed after you ruin your health in exchange of money, then what's the point of it? Okay, maybe some people's gonna say, oh, I have to supply my family because they're having a struggling time, having a hard time. But okay, let's just put that aside and think about those people who are just ambitious. You're ambitious, right? So don't exchange your life with money, because what you want as an end goal is not just to enjoy, just to achieve that thing, but to enjoy your achievements. So you have to prioritize your health and but at a second level, even higher level, in order to be successful, you must have good health in order to perform at your best. So in two ways, you want to enjoy your achievements and you want to max out your achievements, which both requires health. And moving on is resilience. Resilience is really important because no matter what you do, as long as you declare yourself lost, then you will lose. Then at that very moment, you lost. But if you have resilience and you always persist on the things that you want because you're ambitious and you want that thing, and you never let go of it, even if you fail really miserably or something happens, you will not, by the end of the day, by the end of the journey, you'll less likely be the failure, right? You'll more likely be the successor because it's all about probabilities. Like I said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you keep being resilient, eventually you'll find something. The world just cannot beat hardworking people. If there's one thing that guarantees success, it is a person who consistently work hard. Because you cannot work hard forever and not find something. It is quite impossible. If you do not find something after working hard your entire life, I will probably say that you're lying. So moving on. The last one is giving back. Well, this one is kind of like my own point because I'm a person who believes in giving back, charity, people who needs it. I believe that if you give back, right, one day, no matter it's from God or from the people, you receive something back as well. And also giving back is really important. For example, your business partners. If you give back to them and you make sure that everyone around you earn money, then you will earn money as well. Making sure that everyone around you earn money is actually very important, because if you make sure everyone around you is earning money, then they'll be happy. And everything from the operation to your profit would increase and everything will run smoothly. That's very important and that's very true. Now moving on. It's actually now my conclusion, which is the last part of my video. So the lessons that I have told you I've learned today is that you have to create value and think long term, adopt the growth mindset and learn relentlessly, and master discipline, create and do calculated risk at a very proficient level, leverage relationships and value time, and lastly, prioritize your health, have resilience in your life towards success, and you have to give back. You see, it is very easy to say it. Everyone can simply just tell you what they have learned. I can just tell you what I learned, right? I just told you what I've learned. Well, these are notes that I could just write down. However, what is the most important part about these lessons is that you have to apply it. The applying, the execution is the hardest part of all of these. So my challenge for you today is that you have to apply what I've just said, which in my own life, even though I will admit that I have not done the best, will try to apply these things as well. I'll try to apply these things the best I can to reach the success that I want as well. So I hope you also do the same. Comment down below if you want to join me in this learning journey as well. And I hope you learned something out of this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope to see you in the next one. I hope you like and subscribe. Bye.